Today, we're supposed to be more connected than ever due to the internet and social media, but in reality, we're more alone than ever. We lost the ability to just approach someone and have a conversation because we're afraid we'll be catalogued as a weirdo. It's perfectly normal to send a message to a stranger through Instagram and even befriend them. But if you just go and talk to them in the park, you're certainly a pervert. Jeez. Everything is done online today. Whatever it is that you need, if you go to the physical shop, they will immediately tell you, oh, you have to do that through the web. And I usually think, but I'm already here. Why can't we solve it now? Because that's the way things are done now, without human contact. And I know, it's very comfortable, I won't deny it. Due to the constant lack of time, it makes things much easier, I know. But that comfort has a price. It's thanks to that we have lost our social skills. We've become terrified of live interactions. And that is making us feel more isolated and alone, more alone than ever. Our world has experienced radical changes in a very short period of time. The world we grew up in couldn't be more different to the world our parents grew up in. And our world has an astronomical gap with the world kids and teenagers are growing up in. But those are not the only changes we can see. There are many others in every single aspect of life. Our world has become chaotic, in one word. And in this scenario, mental health is more and more of an issue. The rates of stress, depression, and anxiety have risen sharply and steadily over the last few years, sadly, with lethal consequences. Many people are in need of help, but unfortunately, most people are not getting that help. And why is that? Many reasons. Probably the main one is the economical factor. It's getting harder and harder to make me stand. The prices of freaking everything are upping constantly, but salaries are not. So sometimes we need 2 or 3 jobs just to pay the bills. And in order to survive, we are constantly looking what can we cut off so we can keep going. Obviously, one of the first things we cut off is mental health, because we just can't afford it. If the economical factor is no reason, there are others. Sometimes it's just too difficult to publicly accept that you need help. You can't solve things on your own because you will be judged as weak. Maybe regardless of others' opinions, it doesn't matter how important they are to you or they're not. The problem is that it's just too hard to accept in front of yourself that you can't do it on your own. It's more a problem between you and yourself. Whatever the reason, you have the right to access that help. Just for the simple reason of existing, you deserve the absolute best. You don't have to earn stability, you don't have to earn joy or calm or peace or development. It's yours by birthright. That's why I decided to open this channel, to give you an alternative way of receiving the support you're needing. So you don't have to worry about any of those reasons that have been holding you back so far. Now, let me introduce myself. My name is Giselle Sanchez, and I'm a clinical psychologist with 14 years of experience in the field. And I would like to give you all the knowledge I've acquired, not just in my job, but as a person as well. Because yes, we are just regular humans, like everybody else. And I know it might sound obvious to you, but you'd be surprised the number of people who think of us as some sort of alien creatures that have no problems, they can deal with pretty much everything, and obviously live at the office. But no, we have problems as well. We go through difficult situations that not always know how to manage. We also experience pain. We also cry and break. And we learn from those experiences. So, this channel, Your Mind, is my way of giving something back to the world. Sharing my knowledge in the hope that it might help you to overcome the difficult situations you're going through, to heal, to recover from pain, to regain your freedom. Well, after that long introduction, sorry for that, let's get to work. As I mentioned earlier, anxiety is one of the major problems nowadays, so it'll be the focus of today's video. And to properly address it, let's start from the very beginning. Anxiety is an emotion just like any other, and as such, it has a mission. It's not there to bother you or to make your life unnecessarily hard. Believe it or not, it's there to help you. Emotions exist to give you, to provide you with information that your rational mind has no access to. In that sense, emotions, anxiety included, of course, are essential to our survival and development. The presence of anxiety is completely normal. It's absolutely normal and necessary to our daily life. Why? You might be, what? Why? What? What the hell are you saying? This. Anxiety acts as a driving force that pushes you to act. Without it, we wouldn't feel excited about our first date, for example. We wouldn't pick our clothes and get ready and pay attention to the clock so we wouldn't be late. Or we wouldn't prepare for that job interview to get that job we want or we desperately need. Without anxiety, we wouldn't do anything because we wouldn't care about anything at all. We just wouldn't care. But its mission doesn't end there. There's more. It also works as a signal that allows you to identify your fears. And by that I mean not the obvious ones like I'm afraid of the dark or the spiders. No. I mean the ones, the fears that live deeper inside of you. The ones that command your life with more authority than you know. And knowing those fears will open the door to better understanding yourself. And with that understanding, change your life for the better. That being said, let's proceed to turn down the first myth. Emotions are useless. No. Please ignore people when they tell you things like, oh, you're too emotional, you need to be more rational. No. You don't need to be more rational. You need to be smarter. Which is completely different. You need to pay just as much attention to your emotions as you do your rationality. Integrating both sides means being smarter, because you'll be seeing the panoramic view of the situation instead of just a little square. Imagining that you're trying to see the world through this little space. Obviously, you can't see clearly. You don't have all the information you need, and you're trying to guess. And most likely that guess is going to be wrong, so your decisions won't be exactly the right ones. If you can access the whole picture, then you have all the information you need to take decisions more efficient, accurately, and easier. That's why you need to integrate both sides. Emotions give you one information, your reason gives you another information, and we both, boom, we have everything we need. So please do yourself a favor and stop trying to block or eliminate your emotions. They may not always feel right, pleasant, good, I know, but they're not the enemy. The discomfort they produce is for a reason. That in that discomfort we learned, and as we learn, we grow. So when everything is perfectly peaceful, we tend to take it for granted. We don't appreciate it. We're not thankful for it. So we learn nothing. The only moments we actually move forward is when we're uncomfortable or when we feel pain. That's why pain is so necessary. Understand your emotions, embrace them, live them, use them for Christ's sakes. That's what they're for. Use them. And anxiety is no exception. Depending on how you use it, it could be your most loyal ally. Yeah, you heard me right, an ally. Anxiety, it's like a guide that helps you navigate your inner world, pointing where to find the hidden treasures that will change you. And once you change, the whole world around you will change as well, without you even realizing. So don't be afraid of your emotions, and I can't stress that enough. Don't be afraid of them. Emotions are responsible for the most beautiful experiences and most magical encounters in life. The ability to feel the way we feel is what makes us human. So don't try to get rid of them as if they were useless rubbish, because they're not. Emotions are there to enrich your life in the broad sense of the word. Even the most painful experiences will teach you something. In fact, I dare to say that the more painful they are, the more you will learn from them. But of course, only as long as you're willing to learn the lesson. Everything in this world happens for a reason. And yeah, you might not always see the reason right away, but not because you don't see it means it doesn't exist. There's always one. Always. And if you keep reflecting of what's been happening, eventually you'll understand why happened what happened. Now, picture your emotions as a messenger that stands in front of you to show you something really, really important that you can't see. Something that is not working, something that needs to be fixed. So once you decode the message, the emotions will accomplish its mission and they will leave. They just leave. So, but if you ignore the messenger, it will start to cause trouble. It will scream in order to be heard. And if you keep ignoring it, then anxiety will respond by yelling louder and louder and louder, even throwing tantrums if necessary. One of those tantrums are panic attacks. It's anxiety's way of saying something like, you listen to me or you listen to me. Avoidance not only nurtures your anxiety, but also leads you to imagining horrible scenarios and tormenting narratives about yourself, clouding your mind, making you see the world as an extremely menacing place. Now, the good news is, since you are the one creating these horror films, you also have the power to destroy them. Now, when I say that you're nurturing your anxiety, I mean this. When you're imagining a threatening scenario, what do you think? Probably your thoughts will go in the line of, I can't do it. It's just too difficult. I just can't. Or, I'm not capable. I'm not good enough. What will people think of me? What if I make myself ridiculous? Oh my God, that's so terrible. What if people laugh at me? What if I give a bad impression? What if they reject me? Oh my God. What if I fail? All those limiting thoughts exist only in your head, and only in your head. They might feel real. Yeah, I know, they feel very real, but they're not. And by listening to those thoughts, you're letting yourself be dominated by fear. And when that happens, then fear takes all the decisions for you, which more often than not, it's awfully wrong. Every time you run away, you reinforce the sense of vulnerability and incapacity. So the harder it is to find the exit, But rest assured, the light is there. Even if you can't see it now, it's there. And the only way to find that light is to brace yourself and face your fears. Stand in front of your anxiety and listen to what it has to say. But how do we do that? First of all, feel it. Yes, I'm not mad. Allow you to feel it. Secondly, ask yourself, why am I anxious? And please, go beyond the obvious in your answer. For example, let's imagine you're in a very, very crowded place, and suddenly you feel that your hands are sweaty and cold and shaky, and your heart beats like crazy. Your breathing is like if you had just run the marathon, but you haven't even walked 50 meters. Sorry, I don't know how much, 1,000 yards of it. You feel dizzy, your stomach contracts, and your mouth goes dry. So ask yourself, why am I anxious? It's not the place. It's not the people. It's something else. Go deeper. Pay attention to what you're saying to yourself in here, to your thoughts. Maybe you're thinking that people will look at you and they will judge you very harshly. They will say horrible things about you. Or maybe they, I don't know, they will find some dark secret that not even you know what it is. Maybe you think that they will attack you. Now, think of that. Think of what you're telling to yourself. What's the story going on in your mind? Once you find the answer, take some distance and look at this from afar. Now, let's reflect on those thoughts. Why would anyone attack me in particular? Look at the people around you. Look at the people passing by. And ask yourself, can you see, like if there were subtitles, can you see what they're thinking? Can you read their minds? Can you uncover their secrets just by looking at them for a second or so? If you can't, it means you're a super powerful psychic and you're wasting your time in watching this video. But most likely, you're not. Most likely, you can't read people's minds. So there's a high probability that your thoughts are quite off the mark. When what you're imagining is just that, imagination. It's not real. Now, if you're one of those people that gets really anxious in crowded places, do the experiment. Go to the streets and observe people. You'll find that most of them are just going about their lives. They're too busy talking to the person next to them or watching their phones or running to or from their jobs. I don't know, taking pictures if they're tourists, looking at the shops, doing their stuff. They're just too busy to pay attention to you, to even notice you're there. And I'm sorry for this because it might sound a little cool, but most people don't care about you at all. They just don't. You're just one of the dozens or hundreds of people they see every day on the streets. People they didn't notice, people they won't even remember from 5 minutes from now. So I dare you, go to the streets and do the experiment, take some notes, and please share your findings in the comments. Okay, let's get back to the main issue. Define your fears is the first step to uncover and fix the real problem underneath your anxiety. And over the next videos, we'll dive deeper into this and I will show you different strategies to deal with it. Now, try different strategies until you find the one that works for you. So please don't worry if you don't succeed at your first try. Just keep trying. Try new ones. Try different ones until you find the one that's right for you. If you keep trying, I promise you, you will be free in the end. Remember, you're not alone. You're stronger and more capable than you think. Don't ever let anyone convince you otherwise, not even yourself. That's important. You can do it. I know you can. Thanks for watching. To have spent your time with me today. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.